Every Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. Central Time, we're coming to you with a Want to Know Wednesday. Please subscribe to the channel, watch the video, leave a comment, let us know in the comments what you want to know next Wednesday, because that's how we come up with a lot of our Want to Know Wednesday content. Hope you're loving it. Share this with someone who will get a lot of benefit out of it and who will like it, who are like-minded like you, like me, want to build wealth, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, so I got a lot of people asking, hey, how are you still buying deals? How are you still, there's so much unknown. The interest rates are going up. You know, people are still wanting the same price. The reason that I'm still buying deals is I want to continuously, always and forever buy deals. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to buy the same amount that I bought last year, this year, right? Probably not going to happen. Actually, I think we might already be ahead. I don't know. I want to go an extended period of time without buying real estate, without investing. There's multiple reasons for that, right? One of the reasons is I want to continuously be playing offense. Why? Because when I'm playing offense, my net worth is growing. My cash flow is growing. The moment that I start to play defense, my cash flow is going to stay stagnant, potentially go down, right? I want to play offense. I want to get money working for me. When you play offense, you have more money working for you. The moment you stop playing offense and start playing defense, you're losing out your opportunity cost. You have time going by where there's no money invested, right? When no money is invested, if I've got $100,000, $1 million sitting around today, and if that money doesn't get invested today, the only thing that's going to go on if that money doesn't get invested is it's going to come down in value because of inflation, right? And inflation's always going on. Right now, it's the key thing, right, that people are always talking about, but inflation's always going on. It was going on 5 years ago. It was going on 10 years ago. It was going on 15, 20. It's always going on. And cash, not playing offense, not invested, is going to lose value. Right? So I want to raise my cash flow. I want my cash to multiply and be working, not sitting and resting. So that's one reason. The next reason why I want to invest all the time and consistently is because as you invest over time, you have in real estate, you have depreciation, which is a non-cash event, meaning it's an expense that I get where I don't have to pay for it, but it counts against my taxable income. So it usually, even if a property pays me and we buy this property, let's say we bought a property this year and let's say we bought it 4 months ago, 5 months ago, whatever. So let's just say from day one, it started paying me distributions from day one. So I'm collecting a check. Doesn't matter the amount, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, $1 million a month, whatever it is, right? Doesn't matter, arbitrary number. Cash in because the property is doing well. Even though there's cash in from that property at the end of the year, that property will show a taxable loss because of the depreciation. You can accelerate that and have that depreciation be so great that it wipes out all of the taxable income, takes it to be a negative, right? Well, over time, you use up the depreciation and it goes away. So now that property that was paying me $100,000 a month, there's no depreciation offsetting that $1.2 million that comes in that year from that property. And now I have a tax hit of $1 million or $1.2 million, whatever it might be. If I would have kept investing all the time, the new properties that I get that are going to pay me cash flow, but they're still going to have all this depreciation, they're going to show a taxable loss. That taxable loss will offset the taxable income that my old properties, because they've used up the depreciation, they're going to offset that. So my tax liability again goes back down to zero. And that's how in real estate you see guys, Stephen Ross, Donald Trump, Gary Barnett, all the big real estate guys, they rely on the depreciation, right? And that's why they're always investing. That's why they don't have to pay, state or Fed income taxes for the last 20 years, for the last 15 years, for the last 4 to 5 years, is because of the power of depreciation. But you will start to lose some of that if you don't continuously invest. Now let's say you're in the game for 7 years. Right? And the property that you bought 7 years ago doesn't have much depreciation left, and you're now looking to sell it. And let's say that we sell it in 2022. So we have a huge capital gains tax of a capital gain of, let's just say $2 million. If you reinvest that $2 million today in the right property via 1031 exchange, you wipe out the entire gain. Meaning you kind of defer it. You don't have to pay it now. If you're not going to 1031 it because you want to take that money off the table, that's fine, but you still want to go out and find an asset. And let's just say maybe you couldn't, with 1031, there's certain rules where you have to close within, I can't remember, 6 months or something. So let's say you don't want to rush yourself, you want to find the right deal. So you don't do the 1031 forward. If you don't do the 1031 forward when you sell that property, you're going to have a capital gains tax. What you could do is say, hey, I'm not taking the capital gains tax, take that cash. I want to take my time to find the right deal, maybe 8 months later, but in the same year, you still find a deal that you can go buy. You want to buy that deal. You want to accelerate the depreciation. That will, again, wipe out a big portion of that capital gain tax. Now you're not getting hit with as big of a tax on the sale, right? You cannot do that if you don't have the mindset of, I'm constantly investing. So you lose out on playing offense, which is building your net worth, building your equity, building your cash flow. You miss out there. But then you also are going to miss out on the tax benefits that come with always, always, always investing. Never stop investing. I see too many people that they get off to a great start in the first 4 years of real estate. They've bought all these properties, and then they get this cash flow come in, and they rest on their laurels, and they sit there and they buy crazy things, whatever. They stop investing. Guess what? Pretty soon your tax benefits from those properties that you bought are going to go away, right? And now you're getting into a lifestyle where you're consuming and not going out and multiplying your money. And I've seen a lot of people out-consume what they've now got coming in because over the last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they had a huge blow up and they've come up from nothing and they've created all this wealth, created all this cash flow. And what they don't realize is by not continuously investing, the rate of that growth of the cash flow stays the same or is going to come down. And what happens then if they over-leverage themselves on too many personal toys, too many personal goods, and then they stopped investing? Now they've lost the cash flow, they've lost the building equity, they've lost the building their net worth, but now they've also missed future tax benefits for not always investing on the deals that they're going to sell, right? And they've potentially put themselves in a pickle with how much they're consuming personally. You always want to be investing. It doesn't mean that you can't at some point do something and buy a house or buy a boat or whatever, because you can. But you always want to be investing. And I truly believe that even up and down times, you want to always be buying, right? That doesn't mean you buy as much. It doesn't mean that you buy the same way through all climates. But if you have a long-term mindset and not just a 2-year horizon, but you're investing in 10 years, like you're investing for the next 10 years, 15, 20, 30 years, and that's how long your mindset is. You're thinking generationally, not in 2-year increments. Investing in 2-year increments is where you're going to get in trouble because you're only going to lose if you have to sell. And you're only going to have to sell if you run out of money or if you have to sell, if you're forced to sell. That's the only way you can lose in this game. So play with a longer-term mindset. The longer-term mindset gives you a longer runway, right? So like right now, I'm still investing even though rates are going up and there's variables because we're still finding really good deals. We love the fundamentals on these deals. We'd look back and we'd be like, man, we should have definitely bought that deal, right? So we're going to go ahead and buy this deal. You need to look at it the same way where just because there's all this noise in the marketplace doesn't mean that you need to completely stop buying. What you need to stop is the 2-year, 3-year outlook, and you need to have the 5-year, 10-year, 15-year outlook of playing offense, going out investing for the long term.